Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look real quick at some leaks that got just announced on the stream for the recent current regional. So we're gonna take a look here today at some of the current new season updates, because apparently they got leaked here, but I am not too sure on all of them. Here we're gonna see already Scott gonna get a lower chance for the attack degrees, which is kind of cool. So like we're gonna just go over it right now. Like I haven't seen this as all either. I'm going to make a video after this though, where I'm gonna go over all of the things that you maybe missed as well for this one. So let's take a look at the things here. So Scott gonna get a drop in terms of the attack, which is kind of interesting. So like less chance for that one. Then we're going to have Spark getting -1 power, which is kind of funny because I made just a video about potential nerfs and those two are in there as well. Seed Bomb getting a buff by 5 power should not really impact too much, but it's still going to be kind of nice. I think it's now like a Discharge clone, which is kind of okay. Let's see what is coming up next here on that stream as well. Like it literally just happened as well. I literally just made food, and so I am going to just go ahead and take a look at the things here while they're happening. I'm not too sure on how much they talk about and what they're going to actually show here, because I haven't seen it either. So apparently they talk a little bit about Scald, and here we're gonna have the next one. Okay, we see already that here Swift on the top, which I guess was not shown before, is now less power but also less energy cost, which 55 power kind of seems to be like a 35 energy move, which would be Weather Ball clone for Swift. We're going to have a lot of Pokemon learning Thunder Punch. Scrafty, unlikely it's going to change anything for Scrafty or Scraggy. Lucario is sadly not a great Pokemon in general for PvP. Riolu, same goes for that. Typhlosion might actually be interesting, because for Typhlosion you just need 2 Incinerates to get to the Thunder Punch. We're gonna talk about this like in a later update then as well, I guess. Curious if this is going to change anything. I would have rather seen a Wild Charge on Typhlosion, just like for the Hisuian Typhlosion. But Thunder Punch is at least kind of cool, because you just need 2 Incinerates to get to this, so that's going to be an interesting update for sure. So let's see here real quick on what is going to happen next, if there's even anything afterwards. Again, like I haven't seen it. Okay, we have more. Thunder Punch on Chestnut is going to be not really ideal, most likely. Not going to be too impactful. Yes, you're going to have Courage or Flying type Pokemon, but you're still double weak to it. Thunder Punch on Pormo doesn't really help either. Counter on Low Kick is going to be an interesting one. We're going to talk about this one. Satulon Titan getting the fast move of Powder Snow is kind of great. Nagayandel getting Dragon Claw, and Clefairy getting Swift. Clefairy is only good for Little Cup, I guess, because it does only get to like 800 CP, I think. Like Clefable would be a different thing, but like Clefairy is just not really great. I think it only has like Zen Headbutt as a fast move or something like this, so like it is not going to be too impactful here. But yeah, Low Kick's definitely something that you kind of want to take a look at again later on as well. Oh, we have way more Pokemon that have Swift. Okay, we have Clefable getting Swift. That is interesting. That's actually going to be quite impactful, because now if it's going to be what I expected going to be. Oh, why do they do this? Basically, if it's going to be 35 energy, which I would expect by the damage that it has, it might be 40 still, but I think it's 35, then it's going to be good for this one. Wigglytuff. Why do you buff this Pokemon even further? Why do you give this Pokemon even a better move to go for? I'm not too sure, but you're most likely going to run Swift plus Icy Wind now, because it's going to be the cheapest move to get to. Cleffa doesn't really matter too much. Igglybuff has Body Slam, doesn't really matter. Body Slam always going to be better. Teddiursa, I don't know if it has Body Slam, it has Cross Chop, and I don't think it learns Body Slam, so maybe for Teddiursa and Ursaring it's going to be interesting. For Ursaluna it might actually be interesting. But then again, like Ursaluna was kind of having a good time with the coverage move, so I doubt that this is going to change too much either. But yeah, anyway, still kind of interesting. There are a lot of Pokemon that learn Swift in the main CS game, so that's going to be interesting. And here we're going to see, I think that's just all the attack updates. I think that's going to be, the Cup's going to be revealed most likely either in a later stage at this point for this one, or like when everything gonna get released anyway. But here we're going to see the final update. Fearow getting Fly is actually quite interesting. I think it learns currently Drill Peck, so Fly is just a better version of Drill Peck. No, Fly is actually more energy as well than Drill Peck. I think Drill Peck is a Surf clone and Fly is a Drill Run clone. So interesting for this one. Salaman's finally learning Fly is kind of interesting. Swoobat actually looks like a cool Pokemon. Swoobat has Confusion, Psychic Fangs, as well as Fly. So like it's a great coverage move in general, also being like stab for everything. And Swanna learning Fly. This looks to be like the end of it, so we're gonna see if there's going to be anything more. But yeah, that was basically it. Let's take a look real quick again at like the highlights for it. I'm going to make another video afterwards anyway, where we're going to talk about all of that a little bit in depth. Scald and Spark Nerf, as said before already in the video earlier on today, is kind of nice. Seed Bomb buff, I guess Trevenant is going to have a little bit of a better time now, but I still think like Trevenant was already kind of decent. So like I don't think it's going to be like crazy impactful either for this, but I think it's still kind of cool to see Seed Bomb buff. Yeah, like you have other Pokemon like only really, I think you have like the Victory Bell pre-evolution, I think maybe even the Dartrix nurse, I'm not too sure about it, but like not a lot of Pokemon really learned Seed Bomb other than like Whimsicott as well as the Trevenant, so it's mainly targeted towards Trevenant, which I feel like is a good change. Trevenant is cool because right now it's like one of the Pokemon that can break the core of the Annihilate plus Whiscash, which is kind of important, so I like this change quite a bit. But again, it's not going to be crazy impactful. We're going to talk about this later, at least in a video where I go more in depth for it, because that's going to be more interesting. Here, the Thunder Punch update. Only interesting going to be Typhlosion. Lucario, again, like Lucario, you have Power Punch, you have Shadow Ball, you have Blaze Kick. You don't really need Thunder Punch. Like, not gonna lie, you don't really need it. For Scrafty, I could see maybe a little bit of play for it, but then again, like, what do you give up? Do you give up Foul Play, which is your best stab move? I doubt it, so I think like this is kind of more like a fitting thingy for that as well. The thing is, what I kind of like about this move update is, like we go towards the Worlds anyway, so like if anybody expected a huge update towards the new season, like they are kind of out of their mind anyway. They never do this when it like goes towards the Worlds. But what I kind of like is like with Swift, with like the nerf of Spark, all this kind of stuff, you can have like some potential for the future, which is kind of cool. There was also recently a leak where 20 new moves got added into the code, but they were like kind of like obfuscated or whatever it's called, where you kind of cannot see anything towards them. Like you only know that there are new moves added into the code, but you don't know what it is. Otherwise here, I guess Thunder Punch on Chestnut is a fun one to go for, but like again, you're only really gonna hit flying type Pokemon. You might be able to catch one Mantine off guard, but that's kinda it. Palmo, I think, has Discharge, which I guess like Thunder Punch maybe might be a little bit better, but like Palmo has actually some cool moves that could learn and just doesn't learn it. Low Kicks I'm actually curious about. Kinda definitely want to take a look at this. I actually have one built for both Great League and Ultra League, so definitely check that one out. Then as well when we're gonna make coverage for this. Titan, Doodle, going to be interesting Pokemon, not going to be Break It. Naganadel, again, getting Dragon Claw doesn't really help this Pokemon either. But we're gonna again talk a little bit more about like the bigger changes here anyway. Clefable, I think, is a huge update. I think Clefable going to get more impact. Wigglytuff, sadly, is a huge update. I think this Pokemon gonna get more impact. Actually, for Clefable, I guess like what are you really gonna give up with that? Like, do you give up Moonblast? Do you give up Meteor Mash? Both of which are going to be good moves. So I think it's going to be like a hit or miss one. Wigglytuff is just a straight upgrade in my opinion, just because it's a faster move to get to and stab. You're going to have here Teddy Ursa, Ursaring, Ursaluna. Unlikely that they're going to really have any impact, but we, again, gonna take a look at this later on. And here, for me, like, the best update is honestly Swoobert with Fly. I'm still kind of disappointed. I wish there would be more changes in general, like, even more like fun ones, like Swoobert getting Fly, stuff like that, like stuff that's not, like, meta-breaking at all. But let me know in the comment section for, like, this early review, what do you think about it? Yeah, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you then later on, hopefully, for a video where you're gonna talk a little bit more about the move updates.